Hi, this is Michael Williams, founder of the StartSpeakingTrainingCenter.org. Thank you for joining me once again. Let me just tell you why I'm making this video. Not too long ago, I uploaded a video entitled How to Stop Stuttering, Staying Motivated. And so one of my clients was watching the video and they said, "Is there a part 2?" And I said, "Why?" He said, "Because the end of the video is cut off." So I said, okay, no problem. So I went back to my camera and somehow, guess what? That's right, I deleted the video. So I said, okay, I'm going to have to recreate the video. So don't worry, if you watch the other video, this one's going to be a little different. Still going to cover the subject of staying motivated, but some of the content will be a little different. So go ahead and watch this video anyway. So let's just jump right in. How do we stay motivated? Why am I creating this video? In case you didn't watch the other one, I'm creating this video because one of my clients, or a person who's been, kind of studying some of the programs and information, asked a question about how do we stay motivated, right? Isn't that a big issue? How do we stay motivated? How do we continue to do this for month after month, sometimes for a year or a year and a half? How do we do that, right? And I thought that was such an important question because you can have all the tools, you can have all the information, but how do you stick with it until you start to see results? So I want to share with you 2 thoughts to keep in mind as we get into the subject. And I want to try to be as brief as I possibly can, but I want to make sure I cover the information. The first thing that I want to share with you, and the first thing that I want for you to remember, is that you are 100% responsible for your own life and for your speech. Right? So you are your own speech coach. You're your own life and speech coach. So it's up to you to take the information that you get, wherever you get it from, whether it's from a speech therapist or some other program. It's up to you to take that information, apply it, and apply it for as long as you need to until you see results. It's up to you to get encouragement and to stay encouraged, because only you are 100% responsible for your life, and that includes what? Your speech. Does that make sense? I'm sorry to be cold and hard about it, but the truth is no one's going to come to the rescue. No one's going to come and make you do anything or make your speech improve. It's up to you. Even my private intensive coaching clients who are doing tremendously well, they do the work. They do hard work every single day, or at least a few times a week, every week. And that's why they're seeing results. It's not just because of me, but it's because they have taken responsibility for their own life and for their own speech. So that's very important. A second thing that I'd like for you to remember is that, now listen, you really are important to other people. That is, that you have information, you have knowledge, and you have experiences, and you have a perspective about things, right, that other people need to hear, right? And so at your current level, I'm sure you're making an impact on people around you, but how much more of an impact could you make? How many more people could you reach if your speech were better? All right, that's the question. If your speech were better, if you no longer thought of yourself as a stutterer, and if you were able to do whatever you wanted, how many more people would you be able to impact? And I have just a personal story about this, just one example. I'm just one person, but 20 years ago, if I had said, you know what, I'm always going to be able to stutter. I've tried doing speech therapy. I've tried this. It didn't work. I'm just going to go ahead and give up and let someone else do whatever, right? Let someone else become a speaker, a teacher, whatever. Then all of the thousands and thousands of people that have benefited from these videos, from these programs, would never have benefited. And all of the thousands of people that benefit from them, right, from them releasing their potential, would never benefit. Does that make sense? So, and I'm just one person, and it's not that I'm so special, it's that you too have something to say that if you begin to say it, if you begin to put it out there, you're going to be able to benefit your family and your community and your friends and people at your job and perhaps people around the world. So you really are important. What you have to say, your perspective, your knowledge, your insights, your advice really is important and will make an impact. But in order to get there, you're going to have to work hard, you're going to have to stick with it, and do whatever you need to do for as long as you need to do it until you see the results. Okay? Very, very important that you think about those two things. So, what I'm going to do now is give you 3 things that you can do to stay motivated. The first thing is I want you to take some time to dream about what life's going to be like when you start speaking well. Take some time each day, just a few minutes, 5 minutes at the beginning of the day, as soon as you wake up, to dream about what your life's going to be like when you start speaking well. So think about what your relationship's going to be like, what your family's going to be like, what your career's going to be like. Picture yourself when you go out and you're ordering that food and you're doing it smoothly and confident. Picture yourself when you're talking with your partner, talking with your husband or wife, and you're doing it just smoothly. Now I'm going to talk about arguing all the time, smoothly, but just being able to say what you want to say in the way that you want to say it and when you want to say it. When you're talking on the phone or you're on that conference call, and you're able to say what you need to say, right? When you're able to contribute effectively and more persuasively. Imagine yourself when you're doing that presentation and people are smiling, they're nodding, and you're smiling and you're nodding, right? And it's just very powerful and it's very effective and you feel great about it. I want you to dream about what your life is going to be like when you start to speak well. Because when you dream about something, what you're doing is you're imagining it, you're visualizing it, and you are literally motivating yourself. You're moving yourself from where you are now to where you're trying to get to that dream. And I'll come back and talk about that a little more in just a minute or two. The second thing that you need to do is to tell yourself every day, I'm starting to speak more smoothly, fluently, and confidently. And I love it. Every day, I'm starting to speak more smoothly, fluently, and confidently. And I love it. I love it. So tell yourself this every single day. Every day, I'm starting to speak more smoothly. I'm starting to speak more fluently. I'm starting to speak more confidently. And I absolutely love it. Right? And say it with emotion. So tell yourself this each and every day. Spend your time, use your mental horsepower, your mental energy on focusing on what you want and not on what you don't want. Not on where you are now, but what you want. And what you want is you want to start speaking more what? More smoothly, more fluently, more confidently. So tell yourself that each and every day. Third thing, take action. Each and every day, even if it's a small action, take action. Now, I've provided you with a lot of techniques and strategies and a lot of tools in my free programs that you can begin to use to take action. And I have people who've been studying these programs off and on for a year. They took action on it and they saw results. Some of these people are now in my coaching program because they want to move to the next level. But even if they weren't, they took action, they saw results, and for some people, that's enough, that's all they need, right? So you can take action, you do have the resources, not just with me, maybe with someone else, maybe with some other program, or something that you find, but take action on it each and every day. So we looked at 3 things. 1, first thing to do is take time each day to dream about what your life's going to be like when you start speaking more smoothly and fluently and confidently. Dream about what your relationships will be like, what your career and your finances will be like, your health, how you're going to feel. You won't be out of breath. You won't be stressed all the time. You'll feel free. Dream about what it's going to feel like when you give that excellent presentation, right? And you're nodding and you're feeling confident, you're feeling great, and people are nodding and they're coming saying, that was an excellent presentation. Dream about that. Dream about when you're able to start your own business, because now you can go out and you can present your product and your ideas. Dream about that. The second thing, tell yourself every day, I'm starting to speak more smoothly, a little more fluently, more confidently. And I love it, right? Energize yourself with those words each and every day. And then third, take action, even if it's a little action. Better if you take a lot of action, but if you have to, take a little action each and every day. Okay? That's very, very important. So I want to thank you for joining me. One of the things that I want to share with you about this whole thing is, as we go back and we look at why dreaming is so important and how this motivates us. It's because when we dream, what we're doing is we are looking at the many different reasons, and we're looking at life in such a way that we are seeing the reasons why we need to do all the things we need to do to get there. When we think about motivation and we think about motives, which are reasons, then we have to understand that the more reasons we have, right, and the more emotionally charged or the more energized or intense reasons we have, then the more motivated we will be. The word motivation, motives, and emotion all come from a similar French and Latin root, which has to do with moving, right? So when we're motivated, we're moving. When we have motives, motives move us. When we have reasons that are emotionally charged, we're more moved to do something. So when we dream about something, what we're doing is we are thinking about something that emotionally charges us, it energizes, it gives us fuel. But it's not just short bursts of fuel, but they're long-lasting fuel. It allows us to stick with it, to persist and to persevere until we achieve that dream. So that's why dreaming is so important. And that's why it's important to have many emotionally charged reasons or motives for doing whatever it is that we're doing. I also mentioned in some of my other videos about the private intensive coaching program, and right now my seats are full for at least the next couple of months, but I just wanted to give you an update that all of my clients are doing extremely well, and I'm very, very proud of them, but it's because they're working very hard. So if you're interested in the private intensive coaching program, by all means contact me and I'll be in contact with you about when additional seats open up. I'm also working on a self-directed intensive coaching program. This is not the same as the Power Coach videos, 21 steps or whatever. You will have some contact with me, but the information I provide in those programs will be the same kind of information I provide one-on-one, right? So this is self-directed intensive coaching, and I'm working on that, and that should be released in the next couple of months or so. So if you're interested in that, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much for taking the time to listen to this. I sincerely hope it's been helpful. Keep the comments coming. I look forward to them. This is Michael Williams, founder of Start Speaking Training Center, and I'll see you in the next video.